Mandala. So today in the Wisdom of Natural Hair, we're going to be talking about card number 9, Be One with Nature. And we can see on this card that she is part of nature. She's part of a tree. Obviously, the animal trusts her because she's a custodian, because they're leaving the nest empty over her head. They trust that she will not be, the eggs won't be spoiled or attacked or anything like that. And her hair is just not only a safe haven for the nest, but plants and flowers also growing out of there. So it's just a great call to just say, take your place into nature. Know where is your place as a black woman, as a woman with a kinky hair, as a 4C woman, or as a woman who has that unique texture of hair. Know that uniqueness is very, very important, because you are part of the biodiversity. You are part of the diversity of humanity anyways, and it is for you to understand that. I've mentioned in several other videos that this series, and the reason why I even created this deck of cards, is really to show the diversity of our hair, and also to help us reconnect with the message that it has for us. It's not so much for the aesthetic of it, because I think that there are now millions of videos on how to make your hair look pretty and to do different hairstyles and things like that, which is wonderful. So you have already so many images of that online that you can see. But I think for me, my contribution was to go a little bit deeper and to raise certain questions that can help you just reconnect with your own self, go inwards, go within your own self, and figure out this question and explore what those questions means to you, what these different themes means to you. And I've mentioned in other videos on natural hair and energy how my hair is really, for me, antennas that enables me to get information from my environment in a different kind of way. Information not just from the visual, but from the senses that my hair is connecting and sensing around me. When I'm speaking with someone else, when I'm walking into a room, I can actually feel my hair moving in a certain direction. And I've built, throughout the years, a sense of decoding what that means. What does it mean when I'm speaking with somebody and this side of my hair moves, or that side, or the top side, or the front side? So that is not, there would be no point and no use for me to tell you what it means for me to you, because this is something that you need to establish on your own and figure out what your own gestures with your hair means to you in all the different situations. Honestly, it took me about 1.5 to 2 years to kind of figure that out. At the beginning, when it first started, I was just feeling, well, it's weird that it's moving, but I wasn't paying that much attention to it until I started noticing a pattern. When you are with people who are lying to you, and I have the same similar sensation in the same spot, then it became clear that, I'm having this sensation every time somebody is lying to me, or when maybe it's not that every time someone is lying to me, but maybe when the lie is really important for me to pay attention to, or the lie may have some important consequences for me. And the same way, when I walk into a room, sometimes I can just feel like the negative energy, or energy that's unsettling or whatever, and I will feel another part of my hair move, and so I'll pay more attention. I also pay more attention to certain people where that give me that kind of similar feeling, for them to get too close to me too. So it's just building that relationship with your own hair, understanding that language that your hair is trying to teach you, is trying to express to you, and knowing your place in nature. So this is not about, going camping or anything like that. This is about the information that you can get no matter where you are through your hair. The information that you can get, the sensation that you can get just with your hair. And I've mentioned the same thing when somebody is passing and touching your hair, like this, what sensation does it bring you? Different people may give you different sensation as well. So that's just a call for you to kind of explore that, to kind of be go within yourself and say, okay, what does it mean to me to have this hair? Because the other half is just when I get all this information, when I know this person is lying, or this person is not telling the truth, or this person is kind of weird, this person is doing something shady. Now, what's my role? Why do I have this sensation? Why do I get this information? Sometimes it's because I need to do something about it, or I need to let this person know that they cannot just go roam and do that on their own, that I'm observing, that I actually know what's going on. So there may be different layers into that, but that information, when information comes to you, period, it's for a reason, okay? And most of the time it's for you to use it. If it's not for you to use it, it's for you to pass it on to the person that will be able to do so. So that's why it's important to have a close circle of friends or family or people you can talk to about those kind of things, about the sensation that you have, about the information that you may have on somebody, that's go well beyond the little I just don't like him, or I just don't like her. Like, why don't you like her? Because you have this kind of sensation. My hair always moves that way when something is not right. My intuition always tells me this when something is not right, and this, putting that together, is telling me that there's something about this person. And being able to have this safe space where you can talk about that with someone else. You know, maybe it is a friend, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a coach, maybe it's a consultant or whatever. But it's important to have that space, or the moment that you can reflect. Maybe you don't need anyone else, you can just reflect about that on your own and be able to drag that down. Being part of nature is also reminded when I was mentioning that, you know, when it's the weather is changing, your hair can feel it. Your hair will change, will morph. Your hair can puff up before the rain actually starts pouring. So those are the things that where you can actually see the connection that you have with nature, how your hair are really receptive to the changes in the air, the humidity, the dryness, all the different stuff. And that you know that you are a human being, that you were placed on this planet to be, you know, interacting with it. And I hope it just gives you a different way to question and to do your introspection with yourself, to learn about who you are. You really learn about the additional thing about you and who you are. Now, going beyond the aspect of the hair, in terms of knowing that this unique hair is part of, you know, a link or a tool that you have in order to connect with your own environment and nature, is to see also the greater, bigger picture. You know, what does it mean to have kinky hair? To have this kind of hair in society? What does it mean in terms of nature, when you have masculinity and femininity? What is the femininity of your hair? I'm saying that because I'm a woman. If you're a man, what is the masculinity of your hair? What are the different aspects of your hair? What is your hair contributing to what we call humanity, and its diversity, its uniqueness? What is the place of your hair in the media? What is the place of your hair in everything that's around you? Is your hair in your culture, in your books, your magazine, all those different things? Is that uniqueness, that beauty, and that usefulness reflected and celebrated? And if it is not where you are, you know, is there something you can do about it? Can you contribute to the celebration of your uniqueness of your own hair? Can you be one with nature and fully sit on the throne where your hair is supposed to be and reflect that hair positively? These are questions that will take you to do, you know, to go beyond the aesthetic, to go beyond, oh, my hair looks cute, it looks nice, or whatever. It's gonna push you to actually wonder, why isn't your hair represented in the media? Why isn't your hair celebrated just like any type of other hair? Why are so many of us black women wearing type of hair that does not look like our natural hair? Those are legitimate questions to be asked as an internal interrogation. This is not for you to ask other people about it. This is for you to ask your own self about it, so that you can assess why it is so, and evaluate what you can do as an individual to stop that. And so it is also important to do that, because then it's a self-reflective, it's a inner reflection rather than anything else. But you have to do that without including other people in it. And I'm saying this because I've had comments of people telling me, oh, I need to go to this video and talk to this person who doesn't understand the importance of natural hair. And that's not how I function. I don't go and convince somebody or convert somebody to anything like that. If somebody doesn't see the value of the natural hair, they are on a different path. Okay? My video and my work and my contribution is really for people who are you know, searching the videos, people who wants to go beyond the aesthetic of natural hair, beyond the politics and all of that, who wants really to get to the root, which is the spirituality of natural hair. Because without the spirituality, you wouldn't have culture, politics, and all of the different things. And if you're not set in terms of your spirituality, you'll be confused in terms of the culture, you'll be confused in terms of the politics, and you may not understand why certain images of black women are being repressed, are being suppressed from the media and the mainstream spaces. Or why only certain image of our hair are being allowed to be shown. And I think this is it is a beautiful inquiry, individual inquiry to be done. It's like a journey that you have to undergo and to say, is this something I want to look at, or is it something I'm not interested in looking at? Okay, because sometimes for some of us, those are difficult questions, to look at the billboard, to look at the magazines, and to not see ourselves represented. Not see ourselves with, you know, kinky hair. I'm not talking about curly hair. I don't have curly hair. I'm talking about kinky hair being represented especially on a black woman. Yeah, so those are questions that you need to ask yourself. This entire deck of cards that I've created is more of a self-reflective tool that you use as an individual to question yourself and deepen your knowledge about your hair, and deepen your knowledge about your own self and what you think about it. What is your vision of yourself, and what is the vision that you see yourself, your hair, in the bigger picture, in terms of your family, your community, but also societies and the mainstream. How is the mainstream portraying your hair? And if you do that little simple inquiry, you'll start noticing that a lot of this portrayal are negative. And then that will lead you to question that negativity as well. Why isn't enough positive images? How can you contribute to make those positive images yourself? What is the contribution that you can do at your own level? What is the contribution that the celebration that you could do for natural hair to actually expand that? Not just for yourself, but also for nature. Each human being, or each living being on this planet has a space, is there for a reason. We are here for a reason. We were given this wonderful and amazing hair for a reason. And that's a gift. It's not a curse. It's really a gift. A gift that doesn't need extra management, and doesn't need to be more managed for its type, for what it is. It requires as much love than any other hair requires. And I think it's important to have that questioning of yourself, to know, to be one with nature, to be part of nature. Once you're part of nature, I think for me, it's going to be very clear for you to understand the importance of natural hair, of the visibility and the celebration of natural hair in the mainstream, but even more importantly, in your own life. So thank you for being with me. This was a discussion on card number 9. Be one with nature, be part of nature. And it's part of my deck, The Wisdom of Natural Hair. And until December 31st, you'll be able to get 20% off the deck by using the code GIVE20. And you will have all this information in the description box. So if you want to leave a comment in terms of what you thought about this, what are your thoughts about nature and natural hair, the place of natural hair in the mainstream media, the celebration of natural hair, and how the representation of natural hair also in movies, film, etc. These are also themes that we'll talk in a different series, not related to the card per se, but related to how we view ourselves and how we understand the importance of our hair has not only on us, but on the younger generations to come. So thank you so much for being with me. I still wish you a wonderful, wonderful and happy New Year 2017, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye!